This is really the fighter and the kid.
Come on, baby.
Jonathan Otto, you came to my attention through my friend Jay, and I watched some of your stuff. I'm very
Interesting
skeptical.
fella.
Yeah, I'm skeptical of all things that are non-conventional, as people know. But I will say this: red light, Rogan, Joe's pretty, he's pretty evidence-based. And Joe swears by red light.
Joe's also a little bit like me.
Yeah.
Where we'll try really anything, the new fads, stuff like that. Brian's more, you know how when you grew up in school, they had the food pyramid?
Yeah,
he still swears by that.
Well,
he's just old school. Like, he believes in government and not conspiracies.
I'll tell you why.
That's right.
But I'll tell you why. I'm going to give you my thing. But first, let me just say that one of the things Rogan said is that looking into red light, like looking at red light with his eyes, has got him to a point where he doesn't need reading glasses.
What I tell you,
and I'm in that point where I need reading glasses.
No, but if you saw Rogan before he did red light, when we were doing the pods or we'd be going to dinner, he would get the menu and he'd put his glasses on and he had to shine a light on him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, look older, bud.
Me too.
And then now, since done red light, last time I was on the pod, he's normal. He's like, yeah, red light, dude.
Crazy.
He fixed
So when I see that with my own eyes, I'm like, something's going on here, right? So red light's got to work at least in some measure for some things.
Yeah.
Can it grow here?
Yeah, of course.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
We found it.
Come on.
We found it.
But my thing
You see
about
any gray hairs?
but John,
you look so young.
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous. He's 40.
But he's 40. When he came in, I thought I was like, this young kid, he's enthusiastic about this red light district shit. It's like,
me too.
I literally thought you were in your 20s.
By the way, red light district is a different thing than red light therapy.
Like everyone looks at themselves and sees like all your imperfections. So I don't see it, but thank you for seeing it.
But let me just give you my perspective on things. Like I tend to trust most of what's mainstream because I benefit from it. Because all of us benefit from my phone works, the electric grid works. I get food because there's a whole system and network that brings food to my house. And so most of what we benefit from, if I get staph from jujitsu, I can go to a doctor and they give me antibiotics that'll take care of it. Otherwise, I would lose my arm. So there are a lot of things I see that do benefit people. Children, blood cancers in children, we've made huge progress. Stem cell therapy. There's a lot of really amazing therapies out there that are being contributed by mainstream science. Now, that doesn't mean some things are mismanaged, the way they mismanaged COVID, the trans movement, all that stuff. Some of it is craziness, right?
Yeah, but when you talk about stem cells and peptides, remember, there's a big backlash with the big government, the big pharmacies who don't want that stuff.
It's less than that, Bubba. I think part of it, if I may, the thing about peptides, I'm not saying they don't work, and I'm not saying there isn't benefit. But one of the things I notice about peptides, and people will admit this, is there's very little human-controlled data. A lot of it's done on mice. Now, they're working on it. That's true. Yeah, it is true. I've looked into it pretty deeply. And now they're maybe there will be more on human trials, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff is been around a long time, but a lot of it has been done on rats, but not humans. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of that out there.
Red light since 1903. That's when the Nobel Prize was won for light therapy reversing disease by Niels Ryberg-Finsen.
1903.
Yeah, bitch. But did he win a Nobel Prize? Look that up. Did he win a Nobel Prize for light curing disease? I don't think so.
Yes, he did. Lupus vulgaris.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You think you know?
Let's see.
Oh,
let's see.
This is all this guy does, dude.
Let's see. Is the most common form of
Niels Ryberg-Finsen. Yeah, F-I-N-S-E-N.
His skin looks good too.
Look at him. He's 1903. Right, so this was light therapy to reverse lupus vulgaris, ultraviolet light.
Was a Danish physician and founder of modern phototherapy, awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for treating diseases, specifically skin tuberculosis, using concentrated light rays. He developed the Finsen lab, which uses UV light to kill bacteria and cure skin infections. But that's UV light, not red light, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's right. You'll notice I said that. But Hungarian physician, Dr. Andrei Mester, in the 60s, then he was the one that very much pioneered and pushed towards the red light. But so did John Harvey Kellogg, who then pioneered back off what Finsen was doing, and they were using incandescent bulbs very similar to chicken lamps. And they actually do work. They're pretty good. They're decent. Not as high power, but there's something there.
So what's the difference between red light and UV light?
Yeah, so UV light, ultraviolet light, it's the nanometers. So ultraviolet would sit around like 400, then it goes into blue is that 480. Once you get into 600 nanometers, that's when it's like bright red, like what I showed you before. 800 is near infrared, up to 1100, that's invisible. And that's this whole spectrum. And so you'll get a high concentration at the sunrises and sunsets. That's why you mentioned eyesight. If you look into the sunrise, it'll improve eyesight. And the reason is also because of the time in the day. Get this, right? University College London test people for this. They get them to open their eyes, look directly into red light, 670 nanometer light. They test it in the morning and the afternoons. They do 3 minutes, they do 45 minutes, up to afternoon does nothing. 3 minutes in the morning, 17% improvement in eyesight immediately. So we're biologically engineered for that time in the day.
It's our circadian rhythm,
on it,
right?
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that. They say the first thing to do is get out in the sun and look at, get light in your eyes.
Yeah. And, your testicles or, anywhere.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sun your shitter.
yeah. Remember that trend? But then also they were like UV light gets a bad rap too because skin cancer, not staying out in the sun. But the most deadly cancers usually aren't related to UV. It's not from the sun.
Well, it's the opposite, right? It's all these areas that are hidden, right? So that never see the sun are the most likely to get aggressive skin cancers. And
the UV is super healthy for you, but as long as you're not getting like damage to the skin, like sunburn, but being out in the sun, people think, I got to put all this sunblock on, and you're actually doing it the wrong way.
Right.
Heavy metals will make people got heavy metals in them. So now when your skin gets exposed, it's going to burn. And then seed oils are going to cause your skin to burn, and so that you become like a vampire. You're like allergic to sun because of the toxins that are in your body that are causing that.
It's crazy, right?
Depends on the melanin in your skin too, right?
Yeah.
Like my son's pretty white, so he'll get burnt pretty quick. But he's in the sun all the time. It's good for him.
Yeah.
It's good for kids.
Yeah, and the red light will help that a lot. If they ever get burnt, it'll be the best thing to help reverse the burn so they don't peel and things like that. You'll see that. That's super, super cool. The other thing is that it's going to cause them to absorb more of the vitamin D. The red light, even though it's not directly stimulating, like red and near infrared doesn't directly create vitamin D, but it creates a system in your body that allows you to take more of the vitamin D from the sun. And anyway, it just makes people more robust, and they'll find that they burn less because their body is just utilizing that energy properly, because it's all to do with mitochondria and the light receptors in the mitochondria. They're called mitochondrial chromophores, and they're receiving light to produce cellular energy. And when cells have energy, they could do everything. And if they can't do what they need to do. And that's going to mean just everything falls apart gradually versus
And I think red light's so big right now because obviously we want the energy, we want all this stuff. But then you got all like the Karens and the hot moms out there. They want it for the skin, for the young, the youth.
Women do that with their.
That's why
they wear those red light masks.
That's the Karens. That's why it's so big.
They wear the red light masks, right?
Yeah, they do that. Or like at Ways to Well, they have a whole red light.
Oh yeah, I've been in it.
Booth.
Yeah.
So that's what they're using it for. The looks.
And so
but there's so many benefits.
But it doesn't. It doesn't like burst the skin cells the way UV does, right? It doesn't like. It doesn't have the same effect on the skin.
Yeah.
It's. I'm still trying to figure out what red light does.
Yeah. Okay. So it turns out that our bodies need it, and then you could go back to like the Bible and Genesis would let there be light. Interesting, Genesis 2 then says God breathed into Adam's nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. There's this interesting connection between light and oxygen. I'll tell you the number one reason really why red light is working is it's making your cells breathe. It's activating an enzyme in the cells called cytochrome C oxidase that causes cellular respiration. Why do you breathe so much? It's because your cells need to breathe.
Yeah.
And so your health is determined mostly on how good your oxygen is in your body and your ability to produce it, and these other related gases like nitric oxide and reactive oxygen. That's what is causing, for example, your body to turn over all the disease cells is your body's ability to produce reactive oxygen that will go kill them, as well as they'll go kill parasites as well. That's why people are using red light with methylene blue, because it's called antimicrobial photodynamic therapy, and it's shutting down these circulating tumor cells.
Who's doing the research on this stuff?
Well, there's close to 10,000 studies. It's most of the big universities, a lot of the big universities at least. A lot in Europe. I mean, the Lancet Oncology study, 413 men. That was University College London again. Bravo to them.
Lancet did a study on it?
Well,
Look
they
up
published
what
it
the
in Lancet.
Said about red light.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was close to 400% increase in putting prostate cancer in remission in the red light group with 413 men.
No way.
49% go into remission in the red light group, 13.5% in the non-red light group. It was
No,
the
it's
only difference.
not Lancet University. Lancet's a medical journal.
Go put in 413. That'll
Look at this. This is from the Lancet. Hold on. This is a big deal. So the Lancet, for you guys, is a very, very reputable medical journal. Okay, it's like it is probably the most prestigious. And what that means is if you put something in the Lancet and they publish it, it means it has peer-reviewed studies. You can't just put anything in the Lancet. They have a very, very strong vetting process. So it says a 2026 Lancet study finds that light therapy, or PBM, is a promising non-pharmaceutical tool for pain management. What? Though current evidence is limited, but by inconsistent results in studies, other studies published in Lancet journals explore red light for treating COVID-19 brain fog and improving sleep quality through respectively improved mitochondrial function. Whoa, that's wild, dude. That's wild. I mean, that's a ringing endorsement right there.
It is, and their statement there that it's mixed. You're
right. It works by enhancing mitochondrial function, reducing inflammation, wound healing, skin rejuvenation, and eye health. I'm kind of sold right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ryan's in.
Right? But I mean, that's the Lancet.
Yeah, I didn't need that.
Yeah, and that's it.
You should.
And put in the prostate cancer study. Just put in prostate cancer 413, and it'll give you because it's the number of people in the study.
Man, you came with receipts, bro.
Well,
I was all ready to fucking call you out on this shit.
Bro, I'm so
You ain't ready.
But then again, by the way, hey,
You ain't
look how
ready.
good he looks.
Yeah, you ain't ready.
Like your skin.
Nah,
look
dude,
at his
thank
skin and his
Oh, I know,
hair.
we look
I
like
appreciate
All right, hold on.
shit.
Some studies
We look
and
like
research
shit.
initiatives involve the number 413 in prostate cancer. Key findings from recent research indicate that a new targeted agent, blah, 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 combined with photodynamic therapy and chemotherapy shows high effectiveness in targeting and killing killing prostate cancer cells in preclinical studies.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then look at the results. See the 413 men, keep going down. And all right, I want to see put in BBC, because then what we just put in the title there, BBC, and we'll just get truly transformative is what they say, right? There we go. And then we'll see, yep. Dude, and this will be funny, right? I think it's funny. You'll see if you think it's funny, but it's not actually very funny.
Whoa.
It's really
Use
depressing.
lasers and drugs made from deep sea bacteria to eliminate tumors, but without causing severe side effects.
So that's
the new
photodynamic.
shit they're doing, dude.
Dude, and then have
Look
a
at
look.
this. Trials of 430 men published in the Lancet Oncology, which is the most prestigious thing, showed nearly half of them had no remaining trace of cancer. I'm getting that thing on my dick right now.
Yeah, it did.
Is that the move?
Yeah, but think about this, right? The fact that everything is systemic, right? So your penis is connected to everything else, and your blood flow and everything. So then when people just think about it like isolate, I'm just doing it here, they should get it over, especially
Everything.
all their organs, like head to groin area, especially into their brain, especially directly into the eyes. But do your own research. But like keep going down, and you'll find that. So the 49% of the group that do the red light, and look, they didn't change their diet. They didn't take ivermectin. They didn't take other possible tools there. So keep going up.
That's really impressive.
And I like this. And then 13.5% in the control group, up a little bit more. And so then, he says, I feel, look at him. So
He looks
6%.
a little sunburnt.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but look at that. 47 hospitals across Europe, 49% go into remission, 13.5%. So that's 360% exactly, if you want the exact number. So 6% of the patients in the red light group got prostate surgery, prostate removed. Of the non-red light group, 30% got it. So that's 500% difference. And then now look at, and those and no men had significant side effects after 2 years. And if you look up, of the people that get surgery for prostate cancer, 9 out of 10 become impotent. And so look at him, Gerald Capone, 68, says, I feel incredibly lucky to have been used in this trial. And I'm totally, I can't say that word, CURED, free from the big C.
Oh, you're not allowed to say these words.
Oh,
because we'll get flagged.
Well, yeah. It's
tricky
because I'm saying a lot of things together, but that's what he said. But you could see it, and it's pretty awesome, right?
I mean, I'm looking at it.
And what I think is,
when I see these kinds of like really reputable journals, it's really hard to argue with, because again, like the vetting process is no joke. They look at some serious stuff. There's a lot of bullshit out there in general, right? People are selling stuff.
I mean, you also came in here off air and we were talking about pee.
Oh, yeah.
Urine.
Yeah.
And that got my
Let's get into that.
Yeah, all right.
Let's take a little break here from chatting with the boys on Fighter and the Kid. When your to-do list keeps growing, TaskRabbit is ready to help. Just pick a trusted tasker and they'll show up and get it done. And taskers are often available to help you the same freaking day. I know I'm impatient. I've used TaskRabbit. I'm doing a bunch of remodeling on my house. We checked out TaskRabbit. They're fantastic. Like I said, I'm impatient. They showed up the frickin' same day. TaskRabbit connects you with skilled taskers in your area for moving, furniture assembly, home repairs, yard work, mounting, and more. Your boy had some issues with TV mounts, to say the least. You can search for a tasker based on cost, skill set, availability, past client reviews, so you know exactly who's shown up and can have confidence that they know what they're doing. Because taskers have assembled over 3.4 million pieces of furniture, that's a lot of couches, completed 700,000 home repairs, handled 1.5 million moves, and counting. When life happens, your to-do list grows. Get ahead of it now. Get $15 off your first task at TaskRabbit.com or on the TaskRabbit app using the promo code FIGHTER. Taskers book up fast, especially for same-day tasks. So book trusted home help today. That's $15 off your first task using the promo code FIGHTER with TaskRabbit app or TaskRabbit.com.
Because you fought with certain guys that drank their own urine.
Yeah.
Famously, I remember Leonardo Machida used to talk about it.
Yep.
He drank his own urine, and you trained with him.
Yeah, and he had to come out and say he stopped doing it because he got so much backlash.
Yeah.
But his family, the Machida family, would drink their urine. They like put it in the refrigerator.
Please
and drink
explain
it.
that shit, because I'm never doing that.
I'll piss in your mouth right now.
What?
Yeah, dude. If it helps,
Make sure you drink
I'm just trying to help.
Water, dude.
I'm trying to help.
Make sure you're super hydrated, though.
Yeah, dude. My thing is, with you go into the urine, I want to know how the hell. Who was like, man, we better look into this urine.
Oh, of course. Well, everyone.
Well,
No, okay. Well, okay.
I will say you are a ringing endorsement, because he looks every bit of 23. And
yeah,
he's
if you
40.
look like shit, it'd be a hard sell.
You know what I mean?
I'd like
if I was in here going, guys, at the end of the day, if you want to look like me, you'd be like, oh,
it's like
That's right. You look good, man. And you-
yeah. I mean, if I
it's
was
like
80,
when a fat guy's giving you tips
yeah.
on like health, you're like,
Yeah.
buddy. Okay.
yeah. Or a life coach who's got 2 roommates. Tough.
Yeah. Or a skinny guy in the gym, like, you should try this. Like, I'm all set.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. We all thrive and fail in some area in life, right?
Yeah,
so,
preach.
yeah. Okay.
So the urine stuff.
Okay, yeah. So when I say everyone, what I mean is that basically all of the world major cultures all did it in some way, right? So whether it was Egyptian, Roman, Greek, Jewish, Taiwanese, Indian, Chinese,
Everybody at one point drank some of their piss.
Taino.
The warriors?
It's in their cultures. No, not just the warriors, but like, okay, Jews used it for the bubonic plague. And they was so...
Sounds like a rumor, bro.
well,
You're going to doubt this guy again. We got to educate, Brian.
put it in. No,
Bring it up, Chin.
Yeah, you have to understand that people knew this because it was part of biology.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't babies drink a liter of urine a day in the womb. A liter. 90% of amniotic fluid is urine, 10% is fetal lung fluid. Okay, so now
Interesting.
urine has then become the most single studied substance in modern medicine.
R. Kelly's like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, consent is king. Consent is king, and
Trump's like, yeah,
so that he's
exactly.
still in trouble. But if he had consent, it'd be another story.
Yeah. And if the girl wasn't 14.
He was doing for
there you go.
reasons.
Okay. Thank you for refreshing my details.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not the only one who got the golden shower. And also remember Trump with the golden shower. I think there might be a health kit.
That turned out to be all bullshit. That was the Steele dossier.
Or he was trying to help him out.
Yeah, right.
If you think about it. But keep going on urine.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So your body is producing antibodies continually to whatever you're poisoned with. And I've seen this. I saw it 2 years ago in Kenya. This girl, 14-year-old, got bitten by what the locals said was a deadly scorpion. And I watched her like this on the ground, like fading. And I said, this is what I would do. Please do it. I mean, I'd been doing it at that point, and this is what I'm saying to you, Brian, because you say, I'd never do that. Dude, what if you got bitten? Now you've heard this story. She came out of it like nothing happened to her, asking me if we could, give her some shoes.
From the antibiotics in the urine.
Yeah, the antibodies, the anti-venom that's in the urine. I thought it was just
all waste, and that's why you're pissing it out.
There's no way. Okay, think about this. It's such it's a hardcore atheistic concept to think that somehow the body's in so much chaos that it dumps waste through urine when it dumps every neurotransmitter is in your urine, every hormone is in your urine. Everything that's in your blood is in your urine. So why would your body release the things that you're deficient in? Doesn't make sense. Okay, now Wake Forest University, NIH take...
Ever heard of it?
NIH, they take a grant. Well, NIH give them a grant. Wake Forest use it to fund a urine-derived stem cell study. They collect 140 stem cells in a 24-hour urine sample from each of the 10 adult males. They replicate this 10 times over. They let it age for 3 weeks. It goes to 100 million at a rate of 1 times 10 to the power of 8.
Urine age.
Mm-hmm.
Like
100 million stem cells.
Urine.
Do you understand now what's happening in the womb? Why the stem cells getting used for knee injections?
Yeah.
It's amniotic fluid. What's amniotic fluid? It's urine. It's filtered blood. It's a concentration of stem cells, and that's how you were formed in the womb. What do you think happens? Like if I took a heart on a scaffold and had some of the material, genetic blueprint of the heart, and if I put a stem cell on it, it would form into the heart. And what do you think is happening when you're urinating every 1 to 3 hours in the womb, and it's filled with stem cells, and it's going all through your digestive system? You could look up urine forms the lungs at around 10 to 12 weeks. So it goes in through the mouth and nose. It's living water. Like the Bible is interesting. It talks about living water. I'm not saying that that's necessarily urine, but it's a concept to think about, that there's way more to this than what you've been told.
So how often are you drinking urine?
Every day.
And you're just pissing like a frosty mug and then?
Yeah. First morning urine, I'll just pee in a cup and drink it.
And how much are we drinking? Like a whole?
Because
I'll fill up a fucking.
Because you're dehydrated, that's why.
Well,
I don't know.
You might be right. Yeah. All I do is drink
we're
soda.
all dehydrated, though. Yeah. That's the thing. I've seen people reverse the dehydration issue. I did. I drank 2 gallons of water a day and still felt like I was dying. That was. I haven't talked about this
that
much.
strips the water.
I know, but if you have to, you have to. Yeah. Like if you feel like you're dying, your body's. I didn't have hypochondria, and as soon as I started drinking urine, then it. I mean, think about it. Urea is practically the only clinically proven skin moisturizer, okay, because it puts water back into the cells. Urine is your own blood filtered, okay? It's gone through your kidneys, so then it absorbs and.
So how much pee do you drink? Let's get down to fucking.
Okay, let's talk about that.
You're definitely, your body does shit and piss.
Yeah, because would you rub shit on your face?
No, but the babies don't have any bowel movements in the womb at all.
Just urine.
Because they're not eating. They're just drinking.
They're drinking urine. Yeah. Okay, so explain that to me, Brian. How do the babies live in that environment if they're dumping their waste through their urine?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you that part of what urination is getting rid of waste.
Well, you've been told that, right?
No, I haven't been told that. That would make sense, right? Like you're peeing. Like if you didn't pee, there's a reason you pee. It's not just because you're getting rid of vital nutrients. You're also getting rid of waste.
No, it's to balance blood pressure. That's the reason why you have to urinate. So you have to balance blood pressure. Your body can't utilize those minerals in that time. That's what's happening.
Excess minerals and everything that it's getting rid of.
It's actually to give it back to you. I'm telling you that we are biologically designed for.
So we should just drink piss all the time.
Well, at least some. As in we're biologically designed for it. Like, what do you think a Gatorade is? It's an attempt to make urine because it's higher in sodium. Okay,
it does taste. The old Gatorade did taste like urine. Pickle juice.
I tend to go with history, right? And human beings. Most people don't want to be pissed on, and there's a reason.
No, you're talking about different things.
Most people are like, hey, get your piss out of here. Like if you're pissing and somebody hits my leg, I'm going to be like, hey, what the fuck?
It's indoctrination. You just got told that since you were a baby.
No.
You're part of the
Every
problem.
culture agrees with me. There might be something to it.
No, I don't think so.
Where piss is not really
he's
what
been all over.
The reason
People
you don't want a
drinking piss
golden
everywhere.
shower is it's a little weird.
Not for the
Speak
people
for
that
yourself. I know some chicks who love that stuff.
Hey, bro, not just chicks. There are guys that probably like it too.
Okay, well, you got some... dude, I didn't want to talk about this part, but wait, firstly, you have to think about the oddity in creation, like what I'm saying, or intelligent design, or some atheistic explosion, whatever you think, right? But why is the baby, it cannot escape its own urine. And of the 400 chemicals that were tested by the Environmental Working Group, they found 180 that are proven to cause cancer, birth defects, and brain deformations. It's going straight into the baby. How does the baby survive when it dumps its urine through its waste? I'll tell you what it's actually doing. It's making metabolites to those poisons that signal the removal of those poisons. It's the same reason why that girl had the most deadly type of thing that you can have in your body that could shut down everything in minutes. And she then drank her urine. It was safe because it's filtered through the kidneys, which is the same process that about 180 liters of 180 liters of blood are getting filtered through the kidneys every day. 99% of it gets reabsorbed, 1% goes to the bladder. It's this, what is coming out of you is the same thing that about 178 liters is getting reabsorbed of the same substance. That's just filtration.
Look up what's in urine.
So how much urine would you have to drink a day to get benefits?
Oh, it could be a few drops. It could be 2 ounces or 1 ounce, or I've seen.
So you don't have to drink a lot. What was it? Why did Leota drink it? What was the logic behind it?
Same thing. He thought it kind of what he's basing off of. He was saying he's putting all these nutrients in his body, and a lot of the nutrients are in the urine. So he's drinking the urine to replenish.
So a lot of it
peptides.
is
It's interesting.
So 95% water, 5% solutes. Electrolytes, pigments filtered from the blood by the kidneys. Key components including urea, creatine, uric acid,
it's a creatinine, like sodium, which is a breakdown of
and chloride.
Yeah.
Go back.
But notice how you're not even seeing what are actually waste products.
So primary waste removal system for excess nutrients and metabolites.
Yeah, exactly.
So it gets rid of the excess nutrients and metabolites.
Yeah, it's interesting that you think about this logically, right? How does somebody that's deficient in everything have excess nutrients and excess metabolites? They don't. They just can't utilize those in those moments. It's needed to go back into the system. This is a supercomputer. And if you look at like the actual breakdown of urine, you've got 5,600 documented small molecule metabolites and compounds in urine. And so there's so much information that your body needs. It needs information on everything it's poisoned by. It needs that. This is where the concept of vaccinology actually came from. It was a hack of urine, because you could always get whatever you're poisoned with. Your body would have that innate intelligence without someone in a white coat. And then you would have the antibodies to whatever you're poisoned with. And so, I could show you all these crazy images of these before and afters of people that had the most severe reactions either to the COVID vaccines or something else going on, because I've seen it work even for cancer, which I didn't expect to say, and I would never want to mislead somebody. Right? I'm not saying it's the sole therapy, but I've seen it work in late stage cancers to people being in complete remission.
So will your wife and kids also drink urine?
No. My wife, she does it when she's sick, and she's used it to take away warts and things like that. Overnight, right? That was cool. She tried for 2 years to get rid of a wart and just dipped it in urine, and the next day it was gone. That's super common. UTIs are really easy to get rid of with urine. I've seen that work 100% of the time personally on people that I know that have done it, and it's typically anywhere between 12 and 24 hours.
So if you're sick and you drink urine, it's going to help.
It should fix it. It should get rid of the sore throat pretty instantly.
Wow.
Because it works like it works like a natural steroid. I don't want to tell you some of the famous people got drinking their urine, but because I don't think they really want to be outed. But it's the same reason that you mentioned before. But people are reporting like amazing benefits on it.
I'm not against it.
I am very skeptical of your claims because I don't see any. I mean, if it were the case over millennia, I think most of us would be drinking our pee, but nobody does.
We got
small. It's still very fringe, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
in America,
like you're saying all the stuff about late stage cancer and stuff, you'd have to show me like an actual. Like I'd love to see how that was put to the test and how you know it's the urine and how you know that it's actually what's causing the reversal of the cancer.
Sure, I'll tell you this. Okay, so this is actually being done in randomized clinical trials. Okay, urokinase is the enzyme extracted from urine, so I could prove it with extractions, right? So urokinase, if you look it up, it's the clot busting drug. It's been a cancer drug and one of the top cancer drugs, as has urea. Okay, notice all these words.
Look that up, Chin.
Yep.
Urea, the historic use for cancer. And these were published in Science Magazine, Nature Magazine, British Medical Journal, Oxford Medical Symposium.
Right, but extracting something, right, and like extracting something and distilling it is very different, right? It's like a little bit like this thing is saw palmetto bark is where aspirin comes from, but there's a compound that you isolate, you know?
And I do agree with that as part of the reason why I'm really eager to fund a lot of research in this area to double down on extractions, because it will accelerate things. Right. And that's why as well because I would never tell anyone to do any one therapy. So I can't even isolate a lot of things I'm doing because I'm giving people multiple things. Of saying, do these 5 different things.
What are the 5 things that you believe in?
Anti-parasitic cleansing. So which would be like what you guys have seen discussed, like with ivermectin and fenbendazole, but then other natural versions like mimosa pudica seed, green harvested black walnut hulls. These have been historically used, very effective. So cleanse your body of parasites, remove toxic venoms out of your body. Now people don't know what I'm talking about. Glyphosate, you know how poisonous that is. Okay, it's synthetic animal venoms. They have the patents for it. Cone snail, scorpion, wasp, spider, snake venoms. Okay, so then how do you remove those from your body? It's interesting that urine would enter in that category. RedLife has been proven to work with an anti-venom mechanism. They proved it with the Bothrops asper snake. It's mitochondrial damage ultimately, so that you'll be able to turn around the mitochondrial damage with that. The substance that I showed you before, which people can look at, that it's 2 salts activated by the same stomach acid that you have. It's a water purifier. You could buy it on Amazon. It costs nothing, but it's very censored. There's a site called dioxypedia.com, dioxipedia.com. So I could say that has all the open source information.
What have you seen, like for you, drinking urine? How long have you been doing it now?
Look at him, Brian.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at him, bro. It's clearly fucking working.
Put in cancer here.
And look at us. Now, it won't work if Brian drinks my urine, right?
No, I don't think it will.
It has to be your own urine.
I think it might have to be mine.
It'll okay. So yeah, look at go to severe tongue cancer. So okay, go down to the
tongue cancer is awful, huh?
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, keep going down.
Fuck.
Yeesh.
Okay, see that?
Yeah.
Okay, this is using that substance that shall go unnamed. Hit the back arrow. Your body has properties that make it like it. You could click out of this one. Go back and I'll show you the prostate one. Go down further. This PSA on the, stop. Where was it? Yep, go down a bit further. That one there, amazing recovery from prostate. Down further. Yep, that's it. Yep. And scroll down. This PSA was over 1,100, almost unheard of. And that was a published study using this substance that shall go unnamed.
Let's take a little break here. You know, when everyone on your team thinks someone else is handling it, the call, the text, the follow-up, it's like the Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other. Meanwhile, the customer's just sitting there like, yo, what's up? That's how you quietly lose business. So yeah, at a certain point, it's like, let's freaking quo. That's right, quo. Quo. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo. the business communication system built so you never miss a call. Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2 with over 3,000 reviews, built for how modern teams work. More than 90,000 businesses, from solo operators to growing teams, rely on it. Stay connected, professional, consistently rechargeable. Quo just isn't a phone system, it's a smart one. AI automatically logs calls, generates summaries, and flags next steps so nothing falls through the cracks. Calls, texts, voicemails, transcripts, contact details, all in one clean view, so your team can always find the full picture and can show up for every customer conversation. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free plus 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/fighter. That's QUO.com/fighter. Let's get back to the program.
Mary, Sam.
Oh,
take away the
names. Yeah. You're talking about the
Substance.
parasite. So what they found, what oncologists have actually found, that in some cases, like I think with prostate and certain things, like with really advanced cancers, that I don't know if I'm going to get flagged for this, but there are certain parasitic medications that'll go unnamed that have shown absolute clinically proven from oncologists who are hard-nosed scientists, not woo-woo doctors, and it has worked with cancer patients. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And put them in remission.
Yeah.
Or at least gotten them down to where their cancer was undetectable.
Yeah.
So they don't know why. It's really interesting, but there's no doubt that for whatever reason, some cancers respond really well to parasite cleanse.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It's because the intracellular parasites are lodging themselves inside the cells, and they're disrupting something called the mitochondrial stem cell connection. So they're literally sucking the energy from the cells. And what that means is that when a cell is going from its infancy, from being a stem cell, to then wanting to be what it wants to be when it grows up, becoming a heart cell, an eye cell, he can't make the conversion. He doesn't have enough energy. And this is why we need to be talking about voltage. That's why what I just showed you is all about voltage, because it's using something that's going to transfer oxygen and electrons into the body so that your body can use that for voltage. How does an axolotl have half its eye cut out and it just grows back? How does it, or a salamander has its arm, leg cut off, it just grows back?
Right.
We have some of these properties, but we're not activating them. And what's happening with the cancer is just these are malformed cells. They can't make the conversion. So we then kill parasites. And that's why you'll see, back to red light, you'll see the photodynamic therapy. Put in the 7 out of 10 studies that show methylene blue red light combination causing up to 100% complete remission. That was documented in breast cancer. These were animal studies, but there are thousands of human studies, but this combination was fascinating because they took the methylene blue, injected it into the tumor, and then put the light over it, typically only for like 10 or 15 minutes. But for breast cancer, this is PubMed as well.
Yep.
100% for breast cancer, 99.9%.
This is methylene blue with red light?
Yeah, for colorectal cancer. Wow. Malignant melanoma, 99%. So
what is methylene blue?
It's a fabric dye. It's
My buddy, our friend, took it. Stayed at my house.
I use it every day.
He stayed at my house. Our bathroom was blue.
You got to be careful because it stains.
Dude.
Like my wife gets so mad because I'll use it and then a little bit get on my hand, like close our white, drawers or whatever, and there's just blueprints. It's a nightmare to get out.
Exactly. You get the capsule form that it's inside of a capsule.
That's what I needed.
So that your tongue doesn't go blue. You're trying to do a show and your tongue is blue.
Yep.
So what was your question? It was
methylene blue.
It's a fabric dye, textile dye. And then it was an accident. They're literally making jeans out of this stuff.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But now, so you know that light is powerful.
Yeah.
Right. You get that now. What if I could make your body extra sensitive to light? If I made you so susceptible to light that it would just, whatever light did, it would do it at a higher rate.
Yeah.
That's what methylene blue does, because it's staining your cells. So for a moment, it's not a permanent stain, so that when the light hits it generates more reactive oxygen, actually 5 times the increase in reactive oxygen species. So singlet oxygen has been used in military settings to shoot down missiles. It's not commonly used, it has been used. Your body will produce that naturally. What do you think that does to cancer cells? It's the mechanism. If you look at the literally hundreds of studies on photodynamic therapy for cancer, they say the same thing. Red light with a photosensitizing agent like methylene blue, curcumin, berberine, artemisinin, their natural versions are performing a similar thing. You saw the Lancet Oncology study, they said a deep sea bacteria, that was the photosensitizer used. Once you have that combination, you take it first, typically about 30 minutes before, then like methylene blue, curcumin would be 2 to 3 hours before. You irradiate it with 630 to 660 nanometer red light, which is what you saw there, that bright red. Now it's going to absorb into those cells. The chromophores, the light receptors in the mitochondria, are then going to draw that in. Then they're going to produce massive amounts of cellular energy, which is adenosine triphosphate, ATP. And then they're going to spit out all this reactive oxygen, that like singlet oxygen, and like a 5-fold increase in reactive oxygen. It's going to blow up all these cells that need to go, not just the tumor cells, but senescent cells that they're just taking energy from the body. Then you're shutting down old ones, and then you're spawning new ones through mitogenesis, and mitophagy, shutting down the old, making new. This is the process. If you want to understand wellness, it's about shutting down bad cells, spawning new cells, and that's it. And maturing those new cells.
And how'd you get to become this guy?
A good question.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know your shit. Clearly you're well-spoken. You're educated. But how'd you get to be this guy?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for asking. And look, I think the best doctors, like the doctor that wrote this on my book, where'd I put it? Yeah, there it is on the computer. Well, like this was Dr. Antonio Jimenez, and he wrote this is about to release, but he says that my research is groundbreaking and this is a potential lifesaver. And then he says, for anyone touched by cancer or seeking to prevent it, this book isn't just recommended, it's essential. I mean, this is the guy that treated Olivia Newton-John, put her cancer in remission, Suzanne Summers, and like the famous people. And so I'd never imagined, for example, that I would be there educating the doctors in that clinic in Cancun and Tijuana, showing the breakthrough discoveries of what's happening and being a part of that. And when some of these guys
Olivia Newton-John's not a good example, by the way. She's not a good example. She died.
Thank you. This is part of the reason why they went into remission. So if you research these cases, they went into, so it's sad, isn't it? But they went into remission. And they went into remission through different centers, like the Hope for Cancer Center and things like this. But then this is what's killing people. It's the follow up.
Damn, she battled it for 30 years.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
See how she is actually a cancer survivor.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be 30 years.
That's a long time.
That's a good fight.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a cure.
Yeah. Dude, thank you for being humble about that, right?
Yeah, thank you for admitting your mistake.
No.
But it's a mix. But I say the same thing.
Look, man, there's no doubt, like, there are so many mysteries in medicine that we don't know. And the one thing that, if you ever hear the guy who is, the guy who was on Megyn Kelly, who created he owns the LA Times. He's a cancer doctor, made a fortune with therapies. He's invented a vaccine that supercharges your helper T cells to fight cancer. And they found incredible results with this, with things like even glioblastoma, pancreatic cancer, things like that. One of the problems, and he's a doctor, he's a straight up oncologist. He said, when you have something like chemo, what you're doing is killing pretty much all the cells in your body.
Everything.
Yeah.
And, you're also wreaking havoc on your immune system.
Yeah.
And so then the future of cancer is
highly
brutal.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Highly selective, and it's being used. And it says photodynamic therapy. This is a PubMed study on lung cancer. 87% overall response rate in this study, which means that they had a significant response, and it was assisting them to put their cancer toward putting it in remission. And it said that this is a promising, alternative to palliative chemotherapy. It said that. Photodynamic therapy is an anti-tumor strategy that is a promising alternative to chemo, or it is an alternative to palliative chemotherapy with the specific words. So anyway, to come back to that, it's part of the reason why when people like from the Hope for Cancer Center, like Dr. Jimenez, why their follow-up programs become the most important part. And that's why as well, when like for example, with my red light therapy company, we're a big part of their follow-up program, so that when they go home, they're using something continually. Because this one, it's not one in a clinic; it's one at home. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's continues. People think they're done. Yeah.
And that's exactly, and that's what he told me. He said that people go back to habits after a long time. That's what Dr. Jimenez told me about her specific case. Yeah. They go back to habits.
But you know what? Good for her. She should be rewarded for staying alive for 30 years, man.
Exactly.
It's so hard for somebody. Like anybody who has a judgment on anything, it's like she was doing her best and she did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad you know about a case, and we need to talk about these things. And people like Jordan Peterson going through what he's going through. I believe with all the things.
What's going on with Jordan?
He's just got real medical issues.
Well, he's always had some issues.
Yeah,
right?
he got addicted to a certain kind of painkiller. Not a
But
painkiller.
that was a while ago. I think
There's a psychiatric med. In
Yeah,
the mix.
Yeah,
Eat
that's
that,
right.
right?
And
Yeah, but this is the fallout from that, like the damage of what that had done. And you know what I would be doing? I'd be getting red light straight into my brain because you're just dealing with things energetically. You don't have to know everything if you have the right tools to be able to activate these processes in the body, because and I actually on the plane just after, I only just found out myself, and I was researching, okay, what are all the different types of psychiatric medications that he could have been taking? What were some of the tools that were used in there? Which receptors are they binding to and affecting, like the nicotine receptors? Like so many of them interfering with the nicotine receptors.
What's your thing on nicotine?
I think it can be really helpful.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of cases of conditions getting reversed on it. I saw
Not a lot of it, but you can take some of it responsibly.
exactly,
right?
and I agree with you. People are overdosing, and
That guy.
yeah,
I feel great, dude.
It's good for your brain. I mean, there's a lot that's good in there.
Bad for your blood pressure, good for your
Okay.
brain.
Is it? Yeah.
All right, okay, get this. The reason why there's thousands of studies now, thousands of studies on nicotine showing it's therapeutic for schizophrenia, dementia. You fact check me on everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
Tourette's syndrome, viral myocarditis, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, glioblastomas.
Did you say
and by the
dementia?
way,
Yes.
That's why I started.
and emphysema.
No, for reals. That's why I started.
You noticed.
Well, because, I'm always worried about CT and stuff like that. And then they were doing extensive research on people that were smoking. And they realized that people like heavy smokers,
get dementia.
they didn't have dementia. They're like, what's the nicotine? So it's the delivery. Smoking it is what gives them the cancer. But there's a huge benefit to the nicotine.
Wasn't there
So
also
that's when
like
I started it.
Didn't
I
a
don't
lot of
want-
smokers avoid COVID too?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's true because, okay, so
all
those
did.
poisons targeted the alpha-7 nicotinic acetylcholine receptor, the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein. That's the primary target for it. So nicotine has a 30 times affinity for that receptor, and there's studies on this, over anything else, which means that when you put it in, whatever poison was in your body gets purged from that receptor. And this is why I saw people with Guillain-Barré after long COVID, or as a result of COVID or long COVID, and I saw cases where within days they were paralyzed in hospital. They walked out in a matter of like, one case was 3 days because of a nicotine patch. And it makes sense because those poisons are bound to nicotine receptors. Okay, now look in the what. Did you guys hear about the venom aspect of COVID?
No.
The venom?
Yeah.
No.
So I was whistleblowing on this back 4 years ago. Okay, if you put in toxin-like peptides found in blood, urine, and feces of COVID-19 samples. Okay, toxin. And I'll answer your other question before because I appreciate
Like peptides?
Yeah, peptides.
Because I'm going to say,
COVID-19
as we're looking
patients.
that up, I'm going to tell me if you agree with this.
Yeah, please.
Caffeine, creatine, nicotine, good things to take in the morning. Yes or no?
I think I'm undecided on caffeine.
You are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm never stopping.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will drink 3 cups of coffee right now.
Yeah,
So.
just to spite me. That's
Yeah.
good. Look, I'm not anti things because I don't believe in taking away people's like joy, and I know that there are benefits.
This motherfucker is on it. Look at this. Recent studies using high sensitivity mass spectrometry found peptides in the plasma, urine, and fecal samples of COVID-19 patients that are nearly identical to toxic components of animal venom. You shut the fuck up, dude.
What do you mean?
What did you do
You're the
wrong?
one questioning
Shit.
You've
been questioning this whole fucking time. And I told you that this shit is rattlesnake.
You know what?
boys.
He doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't.
Fucking
believe-
let's go,
he
Johnny.
doesn't believe in
Yeah.
conspiracies.
Johnny Otto.
He got 9 boosters.
I
I'm
didn't
the
get
guy
shit.
who's
I
like
didn't get-
not
no, I
doing
didn't.
it,
No, I
dude.
didn't.
Not
I didn't
doing
get
it.
any fucking. I never got actually vaccinated for COVID.
Yeah.
No, I said I did.
I mean-
I had to go to Europe.
I know, I know the feeling. Okay, so click on that. So this was June of 2020. This was before the vaccine came out, which shows that we actually got mass poisoned. So click on that. Yeah, the top one. And I'll show you this and why then it's relevant. And this is my answer to why nicotine works. Okay, this is not the first time. Yep, scroll down. So you saw go all the way down to table 1. So you saw what it said there, and it was conotoxins, phospholipases, phosphodiesterases, cone snail venoms, and snake venoms. Okay, go to table 1, keep going, you'll find it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at this. Okay, look at that. No, it's all good. Far right. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
No problem.
Banded kite, the most poisonous snake in the world. Malaysian kite. These are the most poisonous snakes in the world. Coral snakes. They have a blood and neurotoxin. I know everything about snakes. Yeah. Malaysian spitting cobra. Holy fuck. The inland taipan is, so the biggest argument is who's the most poisonous snake in the world, the inland taipan or the banded kite? And some people have survived the fucking inland taipan. They've never survived.
But I'm confused.
What?
How's
you know
this,
your stuff.
I know my shit.
But how's
by the way, you come from Australia.
Relate to the...
This is in the blood, urine, and feces of COVID people. This was just...
Dude,
this
Eastern
Italian
brown
group
snake
of people.
And tiger snake.
This is PubMed.
From Australia. Some most poisonous fucking snakes in the world. You fucking don't know.
No, I know,
Shit,
but
dude.
Why are they in there?
why is this in there?
Notice the words: toxic components, toxin-like peptides, almost identical to toxic components of venoms from animals. It says almost, meaning that these are all copies. This is synthetic. We got blanketed with synthetic poisons. That's why.
This is crazy. Saw-scaled viper. You don't know. Shut the fuck up. You know how poison they are?
So
and then you got
angry at
this
bro.
Korean Slamosa snake.
I think because he's been pushing the COVID agenda for a hot second now. Now you realize
What do you mean I've been
right,
pushing the COVID agenda?
Now my man's here.
I haven't been
Now you
pushing
got to deal
shit.
with the facts.
I haven't been pushing
We've been
shit.
poisoned, big dog.
Look at that. Dude, you came.
We're getting Coach Meller over here.
I was excited to debunk all your shit, bro.
Dude, I was so ready for you, bro. I don't want any yes men. I want challenges. So thank you.
I told Jay, I go, I'm gonna fucking fact check this dude.
Yeah.
I'm coming at him if he's gonna come at me with all this shit.
That's
and now you're hitting me with this.
Okay, so now.
So wait, I want to get this straight.
Yeah.
Please. So people who had COVID,
Yes.
they had the same kinds of peptide structures that are found in some of the most poisonous snakes in the world.
Yeah, and in 2012, you'll see Department of Justice, conotoxins, potential weapons of the sea is the article. They say that mass envenomation through aerosolization is one of the biggest bioterrorist threats that we face. And it says the primary targets will be the alpha-7 nicotine receptors in the body, in the brain, in the heart, and it will cause respiratory arrest. In the same article, it says this, where they're warning about what would happen. And it specifically said cone snail envenomation will equate to respiratory arrest and intubation. And so these poisons would naturally do this. Now, why do you think Fauci then started telling people there's never been a better time to give up smoking?
Yeah.
And the companies the narrative that smokers aren't getting affected by COVID, that's sponsored by tobacco companies. It wasn't. There was no conflict of interest.
Right.
It was a natural lock and key. What do you think these venoms dock to in the body? Which receptors? The alpha-7 nicotine receptor.
Yeah.
Why do you think a badger and a mongoose, when they get bitten by a snake, don't get affected?
Yeah.
Because why? Because they
don't have nicotine receptors.
At Marathon gas stations, every stop is the start of fun. Like the awesome fuel savings you can get with Marathon Rewards. Join Marathon Rewards today. Start earning rewards on every gallon of gas. You can redeem rewards at any time, saving up to $1 per gallon. And don't forget, Marathon stations are packed with all the conveniences you need to stock up and live life on the go. Marathon, where fun runs on full. Available at participating Marathon locations. Terms and conditions apply. See marathonrewards.com for details.
At first, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free.
The truth is ours.
It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
So does that mean then that we should be taking nicotine?
Yes.
Okay.
Like 3 milligrams, like not 50. Like I'm sure Brennan's doing 50.
I take 3. This guy takes 50. I take 3, and that's all I need.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's going to feel this receptor. If you look up the patents for glyphosate, all the animal venoms. So what do you think what do you think is all these weird reactions as if you got bitten by a lethal
Well, listen, by the
animal?
way, more and more evidence points to the fact that this virus, COVID-19, was made in a lab, even though we were told we couldn't say it.
Oh no, but that's a fact now.
Right. And
They've
so
admitted that.
And so it's not surprising that
But it didn't leak a lab.
that this was a war. This is probably something that was used in a biological weapons program.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The thing
Ultra.
that made
It's
a
in
lot
there.
of
It's
sense.
in the docs.
Yeah. The thing that made a lot of sense to me that nobody talks about is Fauci may have had a second job, which was to be involved in the U.S. Army's biological weapons program. And when they were doing gain of function research, that was a top secret process of kind of figuring out how to isolate viruses. And something happened. And all of a sudden the shit hits the fan. They're like, holy shit, what do we do now? We just caused a global pandemic. We better cover our ass. And then of course nothing happened, but
yeah, exactly. But remember,
I don't know.
Bill Gates clearly said in his TED talk that the world's population is a huge issue and we could reduce it with the right reproductive services and vaccinations or immunizations.
I mean,
what do you think he meant?
I don't buy that. But
What do you think he meant?
I don't think he meant that. I
do you
think that
think he
someone
meant?
like I think that what he
curious.
talks about
Me
a lot
too.
is two things, actually.
But what could he mean by that sentence?
The one thing about vaccines in certain parts of the world, like mosquito gnats, malaria, having lived all over the world, I can tell you that's a major problem for children. And one of the things that that I think he's earnest about is using medical technology to try to, keep people alive. The biggest problem, though, that you hear people like Bill Gates talk about everybody now is we don't have enough people. People aren't having enough children in most of the world, especially the modern world. And like the United States, people in their 30s are just not having kids anymore. And we are going to be in the
biggest
same
problem.
We will be in the same position that all of Europe is, which is negative population growth.
Agreed.
And then
that.
we'll have to bring people in, and they'll have different cultures, and we'll have this whole thing. But
see what's going on now.
if you hear Elon Musk and you hear these guys talk, they'll tell you that the biggest threat now is that we're not having enough children. We don't have enough people.
And I agree with that. I don't believe that the world is overpopulated at all and never has been, never will be.
Well, we figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that it's really interesting. This guy was saying this, and I saw a clip of it, and so I don't want to do it, and I don't want. But he's 30 something. He's a very smart guy, and he said, "None of my friends, and I'm in my 30s, none of us have kids. Why?" He goes, and I can't figure it out. But none of us have kids. And here's the other thing about young kids, and I have teenagers now. One who's 18, the other is 14. The dating rituals are so weird. And they're not really dating. There's a whole dance that goes on. Well, kids now, he said this, and I thought it was really interesting. He said, kids aren't dancing anymore. They don't dance. They don't go and dance. They don't drink.
They don't know how.
They don't know how. What's going on? Well, one of the things that's going on is 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds know that they're going to be filmed no matter what.
So they're embarrassed to take a chance.
So they're embarrassed. So now they know that you're 16, you're already a mess. And you know that cameras are going to be on you all the time. So you can't take a risk.
There's no chances.
So everything is, and it's very interesting that social media is actually the biggest birth control device that we have invented. It is causing children not to connect. It is causing children to self-isolate. It's causing all of us to do that. And it's killing our population growth. How interesting. Yeah. So these
almost like by design.
By design or human beings do this to themselves in a weird way. Also, it's like technology.
But even Zuckerberg had to pay a huge lawsuit, 375 antitrust lawsuit, because he was like, when we designed it in research, we knew it would be this addictive.
Well,
he doesn't let his kids use it.
Right.
But Steve Jobs was like, I would never let my kids use it.
But these are discoveries too. Like all of a sudden, you got these autistic dudes, right?
They knew that.
But you got autistic people. They study persuasion technology. So their idea is how do we create a technology where people are going to want more of it because we're competing with this side over here. So you get these young, ambitious, kind of autistic-y, engineering types of people. All of a sudden, it becomes a battle to do this. Look at AI. And we compete ourselves into extinction. It is, to me, I get biblical about it. I get a little religious about it personally.
Yeah.
I really do.
Sure,
because
preach.
I think what we're doing is worshiping false gods.
Yeah.
And I think that phone is a false god.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the tree of knowledge. And there's before the iPhone and there's after the iPhone. And there's before social media and there's after social media.
Yeah.
And sometimes your destroyer is not a giant bomb. Your destroyer will show up as something you're so addicted to that before you know it, we're all drug addicts.
Yeah,
And
but
we stop having children.
B,
We just
in other
disappear.
parts of the world, like China, doesn't allow the same
Correct.
addictive stuff.
Not a bad idea, right?
Well, where do
Not a
we get?
bad
Where do we
idea.
get the phones from? Where's TikTok created?
Yeah.
So they're
Well,
their children
Silicon
are
Valley
different.
created a lot of this too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not TikTok though.
Cupertino, though, is where most of this stuff came and TikTok was copied. So I'm just saying that our ambition for money, our ambition
In America.
Yeah.
our ambition in general, like for technology, human beings will invent shit. And look, the biggest question is so interesting to me. So when Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, okay, it was a time in our history. So Frankenstein was this monster that was created by a scientist. And the idea was that biology is just assembly. It's just assembly. There's no God. It's no God. It's just, you're just a machine, bro. And by the way, we were in the Industrial Revolution. And it got to a point where people were like, why study Shakespeare and Latin? Why study like art? We don't need art. We need coal. Fucking England's a great country because of coal. And we have the biggest machines. And America has the roaring stock market and has, the biggest guns and the biggest machines. And what does Frankenstein do? You know what he does in the book? He kills the poet. He kills the poet.
The creator? No.
Well, Dr. Frankenstein, but there's a poet in the book.
Yeah.
And the poet is just a poet. He just writes beautiful verse. And Frankenstein kills him and says something to the effect of, you made me. I am your... you have created me and I am killing you. You have created your own creation is killing you.
Yeah.
But it was very symbolic that poetry, art that we stay alive for was being killed by a machine.
Wow.
Okay. So then we had the nuclear revolution. And all of a sudden we're inventing nuclear weapons in the United States and Soviet Union in this arms race to keep ourselves safe. To the point where we went, wait, guys, we just invented enough fucking weapons to blow the world up 50 times.
Yeah.
And that's where we had that Nuclear Proliferation Act and that freeze and SALT and all those things. Now we're back. Now here we are with artificial intelligence. China and America are trying to fucking beat each other because the one who wins, have you heard these guys talk? The one who gets the AI that's the best is the one that will dominate all the other AI. So
Yeah.
we're in an arms race there.
Yeah.
And so good luck with that. Let's see how that works out for us.
True.
But it really is a religious thing. It's like, careful.
Warring against God is a big thing, and you'll notice a lot of movies are narratives of the creation warring against their creator. And what do you think the Avengers is all about? You don't think Thanos is a hack on
Doomsday?
God?
We are creating the Doomsday Machine.
Yeah, and Thanos is actually the character of God. That's what they're portraying. So they're reversing the roles. That's why he calls himself I am. Then I am inevitable.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He retires to the garden after his genocide. He kills his daughter for sacrifice. What's her name?
I don't know.
His adopted daughter, Gomorrah.
Wow.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
So they're telling you the narrative, even though if you do the research on Sodom and Gomorrah, you'll find that it was a lightning strike on tar pits. That's what Josephus records. So that's the fire and brimstone. And it was the sins of man that had created the destruction versus God saying, I'm just going to kill you.
Dude, I love this shit. Like, you ever hear that? You know how the God of the Israelites was Yahweh?
Yeah.
Okay, so Yahweh, okay? So try this. It's really wild. But just quietly breathe in and breathe out. And it's Yahweh.
Wow. Yeah,
It's a weird thing. Maybe it's bullshit.
No, but thanks for getting me to do it because I've seen that. Bullshit. But then just doing it, then I could feel something.
And
like
that's
where
the breath. So your breath is God, right? It's kind of cool. It's fucking creepy, but it's wild. Try it.
Dude, it's beautiful. And that's to me why the greatest attack against humanity is to separate us from our creator. And like, think about the worst possible beliefs that you could adopt and then would get indoctrinated into you. Yeah. That would cause you to feel separation. Because I've been talking about the medical side saying, yeah, well, you got told this, but it's wrong. Think about getting told from childhood that if you did something wrong, that God would not accept you, not love you anymore. And then, or even that maybe he would still somehow love you while he was doing this horrific thing to you. And then he would send you to burn forever in hell.
Yeah.
And you'd say, okay, well, it seems like, but isn't that what Christian teaches? Well, read the Bible verses on it and you'll realize that they're completely taken out of context. And it was a heavy Roman Catholic doctrine that was not formally believed up until that point. And then when Protestant, which was around 530 AD, when that doctrine then became established, eternally burning hell, then you fast forward 1,000 years to the Protestant Reformation when Martin Luther and Calvin and Knox separated. They took all that stuff with them. They still took this stuff because it was so embedded in their mind. Yeah. So then the main churches, then you want to be a pastor, you've got to believe this belief. If you want to not teach that, then go work for another church because this is our doctrine.
Yeah,
we have this creed. So I don't care exactly what the Bible says. I care what we teach. Even though they don't say it like that, they're not bad people. It's a system that's been created that, good people that want to teach congregations are teaching false beliefs that actually are what drives pornography. I can tell you that I had finally freedom from pornography after believing that God is completely nonviolent. And I didn't realize.
Explain that.
Okay, so I thought that bad people kind of have it coming, and then God's going to like pull the trigger on part of humanity. And I didn't realize, to me, from my study of the Bible, that humanity pulls the trigger on ourselves, and God doesn't reject us, but we reject Him, and it comes back to us as a mirror. That's why you think God judging you from the clouds. It's you, and it's the way you judge other people, and that's why you see that. But that's why it says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy." Because forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. When you forgive, then you can see that God forgives you.
I feel that way too. I always think like whenever
why'd you stop porn?
Porn, because it's a comfort thing. I'm looking for comfort, and a woman is the closest thing that I have to a life giver. It's the comfort of feeling an escape as well from. Like, I didn't realize, I would have told you I believed in a loving God, but I was tormented still by this impending doom that I had a time limit to get it right. And then if I didn't, then God was going to get rid of me. And that rejection that I felt then meant that I wanted, like subconsciously, I didn't think that I realized that this was what it was, but then I'd reach for something that would finally give me that relief from the pain that I was feeling, this continual pain of life. And for a moment I could escape it, and through the form of like a woman, like the pinnacle of creation, like the last thing created. Eve is the last thing created, and then when I was on my mother's breast, I was comforted, and I felt life coming into my veins. I didn't feel threat. I didn't feel violence and things like that. And so there's all these different flashbacks and connections that we have with intimacy. But the issues are when God is the vengeful figure, then there's no comfort from Him. And then we're demanding way too much from women and wanting way too much. And then there's that pursuit after more and more and more because we're feeling something that we lack.
It's just a sensation, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Why do you think porn is bad? Because I think almost everybody would agree. Like at least every culture ever and every moral thinker would agree that for whatever reason, pornography is not a positive.
Yeah.
Take a little break here. This episode of The Fire Killer is brought to you by O'Reilly. We're in the business of keeping your car on the freaking road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you'll need for all your maintenance and repairs. They got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store, online, so you don't have to worry if you're in a jam. Your boy's always there. I'm always tinkering with my trucks or my cars. I just go up to O'Reilly. There's one right up the street. They have it in store. If not, ask them if it's in the back. If not, they order it. Sometimes come same day. They always find it for me. They're the best. So whether you're a car expert or a rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, best of all, super friendly. Professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are a one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in-store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/fighter. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/fighter. Let's take a little break here because this episode of Fire Kid is brought to you by Progressive. Insurance isn't one size fits all. Shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit right. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, try calculate rates and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options, no guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com, give your Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping, find coverage that fits life on your terms. Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Progressive.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not positive for the people doing it. It doesn't work out at the end, and it's not positive for people watching it. And like, so if you think about it, it becomes addictive for young people. It's really fucked up men and women's relationship, young people, because boys are looking, they see everything, they get everything. So girls were trying to keep up and up the ante, and it's really fucked up a lot of that stuff. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's like, as you get older,
well,
you
the
go,
boys seeing that think that's like normal practice.
Right. You know? Right. And you, I don't know if I didn't really grow up with that. Porn was something you had to rent a fucking.
Yeah. We were lucky. I mean.
Yeah. Now.
It was a magazine that maybe you found when you're 15. At least you skipped up until that point.
Right.
And
I was like in my 20s by the time it
But think about meeting girls too when you're younger. Like we'd go out to a bar and you would talk to girls. There was a connection there. You know, nobody had their phone on you. You were just having a connection. The whole thing
because it was the only way to do it,
right?
Instead of apps now, where you're literally just based off looks. We're like, I like her,
and you just go like that.
Swipe right. Hey, are you up? Yep. And then
so you're falling in, like your eyes being caught by an avatar, by a moment that's caught. You know, which
there's no
real.
connection. It's all set. Like anyway. I've never been on those sites, but anybody that's on those dating apps are saying like people just want to hook up.
Yeah.
It's like, you're on an app looking for love. Of every guy, they're not.
Right.
Literally, you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And they're going, yep, they checked the eye test, accept, you up.
Right.
So there's no connection.
I noticed.
And they're looking for connections.
Yeah.
I was never on those apps. I've never been on them. But I have younger friends who I would be like on the road with, watching them. They were on those apps all day.
Yeah.
They're just addicted.
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. It's not good.
Swiping.
And look, it's easy for people that have everything great, like their wife and their husband are giving them this, great sexual intimacy. And so then the people that are kind of like, hey man, like, thanks a lot. You're taking the one thing from me and making me feel bad about the one thing. I don't have that. I'm lonely. I don't have that social ability to find a lover or something like that. Or my wife is like, she's blocking me, or my husband's blocking me, so I don't get that. And so you really can empathize with people. It's a real struggle.
Wait till sex robots get here. Wait till that shit comes.
That's not good either.
Yeah, I mean that's a deal with the devil. Imagine
it is. It's a devil.
Bring up sex
then there's
bots.
no reason for you to go out and try to create a personal relationship. It's over.
Your hedonism, your character, like everything, that where you.
No,
like you struggle through life and you work it out.
Real computers now.
Yeah, you also gotta have the courage to talk to a girl. Like it builds character. Mm-hmm. Like maybe you shoot your shot, she turns down, all right, on to the next one, dude.
Yeah, yeah, true.
It's like that.
You have no resilience. It's a good point, man.
It's not good.
You get that. Yeah, and so like you guys,
sex robots, China.
Yeah, you
would find it.
No, but I mean, this is
suck,
the new.
No, these are terrible though. They're still far away
for now. But I mean, think about
I
this
know,
shit.
but
I know it's so creepy.
They're not great.
God, though.
And people will just then this would create another it's dystopia, obviously,
it's
and
self-destruction.
Yeah.
Because then you go to some parts of the world where women outshine the guys like 10-1. Parts of Asia. So the guys are like, the women are like, fuck, man, what am I going to do?
First of all, most people are using ChatGPT as therapy. Okay. Did you know that?
Well, like therapy, like
talk therapy.
Yeah.
So most people,
I don't know if that's true, Bubba.
It is. Look it up. Most people are using ChatGPT as therapy, as basically something that they can
talk to, like the movie Her.
Yeah. So then it does start that thing.
Again, it's another human disconnection where you talk to a therapist, they're actual human with real life experience. They can share their experience.
50% of U.S. adults with mental health conditions use AI report using large language models like ChatGPT for therapeutic support, primarily for anxiety, depression, and stress management. Whoa.
But I guess if it's helping, and you're not embarrassed,
and it's free.
Human.
And it's free.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, and like
God, we're fucked.
Sharing on the personal side.
Start drinking piss.
Yeah. All right. By the way, on the you just saw what was in COVID itself.
Yeah.
Why do you think urine is working? You're getting a natural anti-venom.
Yeah.
Right. So you got so many poisons, and it will start making sense to you, I think, Brian, that if you look up glioblastoma.
You're trying to get me to drink my own
No, just trying to get you
Or mine.
to understand the possibilities
Get in.
of.
How much pee would I have to drink?
Like you said, a few
You could
drops
do
to start.
You could do a rectal
Just a tip
suppository.
in
Put
your
glioma, alpha conotoxin. So first link. Keep going down. Just the first link, not the AI.
Gotcha.
Yep, that one there. Yep. So notice here that alpha conotoxin and alpha cobra-toxin, right? You just saw a long list that are getting into people. That was without me showing you the pesticides. That's without me showing you what HIV actually is. HIV GP120 and the bungarotoxin, which is a cobra venom, are identical. So what does that tell you about what has been going on for a long time with the biological warfare? Look at here that alpha conotoxins and cobra-toxins promote gliomas, which are, it's a brain cancer. That's connected to glioblastomas. Now look at what nicotine does to it, by the way, which is so weird that we have these studies. This is a marine study because it's using a snail. Yeah, keep going down. Yeah. It'll be in table.
Practically no effect.
A table?
Yeah, ignore what it says there. See what it says in the table. You'll see the visual because they almost hid the findings, even though you can visibly see it. It's the next one. Keep going. Yep, there you go. Oh. Look at 72 hours after nicotine added and the tumor formation, and then I'll get you to read the print as well. So yeah, and just go up a little bit before that, and you'll see that it says it was a drop it by more than 2 times with at 72 hours.
Concentration on preventative viable T6 cells. Inhibition was observed. Oh wow.
So
more than 2 times.
I think just the moral of this pod is drink urine, take nicotine.
Nicotine.
Don't trust the government.
Piss. A little piss in your coffee because you got to get some caffeine.
No, I don't know if you can mix with coffee. You might kill it.
No, I don't think so. Like something maybe really hot if it was for the stem cells. Yeah, probably.
You know, you just want to do it all natural, bud. Why are you trying to?
No, but the electrolytes, putting in something like
creatine,
some juice,
nicotine, caffeine, and no PP.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm not trying to convince you.
This guy's going to start doing it though.
Yeah.
Oh,
see how you feel. See what happens to your skin.
I'm doing red light on my eyes.
Red light in your eyes.
I'm listening to this guy.
I have to say, Jonathan,
No.
He looks fantastic.
You fucking are pro snake venom, you piece of shit. Listen.
No, I'm going to drink it.
I have found this podcast to be illuminating, and I'm glad you came in because I was all set to fucking go hard in the paint.
Dude, they didn't tell me.
And homeboy brought me
Oh, yeah, I knew you were going to
receipts.
And
he's a nice guy.
When they,
dude, I appreciate
when they
it.
told me coming, I figured like older white dude, and I was like, God, this podcast's gonna blow. He might. Before he came on, like this, I told him,
Got a good-looking dude
I was like,
comes
this is
in,
gonna suck.
came all the way from Puerto
We're just
Rico.
gonna talk about red light. Like that's a 20-minute episode. And then as soon as you came on, like, oh, dope, man.
Well,
you're
appreciate
awesome,
it.
dude.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
fucking awesome.
you're a nice guy.
You're gonna crush it, man.
Bro,
Yeah, you're a nice.
fucking
I can
crush
see
it.
you're a nice
It means a
person.
lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, this motherfucker. I was expecting you to be a con man. So I'm telling you. I said to Jay, I go,
Why would you have a comment on your
because I
show,
wanted
Brian?
you on so I could fucking go hard at you. I said to Jay, I go, if this guy's bullshitting, I'm gonna
P.T.
sniff
Barnum.
it out and I'm coming at you. Then homeboy's he's coming up with
know what I'm gonna predict?
But we liked you right away.
Yeah,
Did we
he's
like him
awesome.
right away?
Yeah, he's awesome.
I was like,
appreciate it.
you can tell by energy. I was like, this guy's not who I
Oh,
expected.
you know what I'm
him
gonna
to be.
predict? He's gonna get so big, we're never gonna see you again.
No, dude, that's
That's kind of the theme of this show.
I hope so.
friendship
I hope
is
you
so
do.
important to me, man.
I hope you do.
Yeah,
I
you're
think-
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
Yeah,
you guys
killing
are so
it, dude.
kind. Well, here's what I want from both of you. I want you to tell me people that you care about that are in your life that are struggling with something, and let's help them together.
Love it.
Yeah.
And let's track their stories and share that with people that need that hope, because that's all I care about,
Yeah.
man. I like your question on my backstory. I became an ambassador for World Vision at age 17. Okay, so I was. Thankfully, I just knew a connection between when people suffer, you got to do something about it. When I saw a World Vision commercial at age 7 and I was crying, my mum said, well, then you got to do it if you want to do this. And I said, well, how do I do it? And so I delivered newspapers and then sponsored 2 children. But just the connection between, okay, if there's something wrong, we could do something about it.
Yeah.
Was like what drove me. And so then, because I did a lot of like education and research into human trafficking, because I do some of that work with people like Tim Tebow, and
Oh, Tim's good. Do you know Tim?
he's a good friend.
I'm super close to Tim.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. He did say after the detox stuff that, I don't know, I'll say it, yeah, the detox stuff that I got him on, that's immediately after that, he fell pregnant with Daphne Rain.
It's great, right?
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But
he's such a good dude.
Bro, I'm so glad.
He's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Tim.
Yeah. So
he almost doesn't seem real. He's such a good person.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Jonathan. Yeah. So this video he sent me for my 40th. It was really special.
He's great.
Okay. So then I was researching all these things, and then I went into Tanzania, became an ambassador for World Vision. Ryan, I love your multicultural background. No wonder you kind of picked up so much culture and ability to interact with people, because you growing up in the Philippines, the military
India,
base,
Pakistan, Greece,
and then seeing all these different things. So I just saw lots of different things through my life that then made me feel like how can I do something to make a difference? And so then I had a lot of health problems. I had Lyme disease. I had to quit full-time work in my early 20s. I was so sick. Lyme disease, cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr, Ross River fever, glandular fever, chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic boils breaking out of my body. I got scars on, but they're smaller, but it definitely happened to me. It's not a fake story. And then I saw then after all this research, and I studied journalism and studied a postgraduate degree, but I saw what was going on with the health issue. I wanted to do something about it. Started working with a group, Truth About Cancer. And then I went deep into this research and found and worked with some of the world's best doctors. Hence why I was telling you when I was trying to work out the COVID vaccine injury issue, it was RFK Jr.'s doctor that called me after 2 years of us going back and forward, and I would delete whatever he'd say, because he'd say there's no way to reverse the vaccine injuries. I'm like, I'm not going to give people this video. I'm like deleting this. And so I'd never air it, but then he said it's the urine. And so anyway, there was a reason for that. And I just thought, God help me. And even with this vaccine stuff, the snake venom stuff, when I first looked into that, I thought, oh no, like even in the fringe of the fringe that I'm in, I knew what was going to happen. I'm like, I'm going to get kicked out of all this fringe that I'm in, because I'm further into the fringe, or the urine therapy. I'm going out of the fringe. I don't even belong in a camp anymore. But because I had
That's what it takes sometimes though.
I know. And I had tests earlier in life in like church and stuff like that was like, do you want to believe what the Bible says or be in the tribe and the community? I'm like, dude, I would love to be in the tribe and the community, but I really want to believe what the Bible says. And so I'm going to have to get ostracized on this. So I kind of knew that rigmarole. My mom knew it because she was a Muslim in Malaysia that converted to Christianity, and she literally had to escape the country. Oh, yeah. And it was 3 miracles that happened that got her out, like things that you don't expect. Another story.
You have the energy of an entrepreneur too.
Yeah,
like you just have that. Yeah, you got that whole energy of like just somebody who's enthusiastic about things, and yeah, it's really interesting.
Oh, I appreciate that,
You're
man.
gonna take over, brother.
Oh, I did.
Take over the world.
Oh, that's awesome. So special. And yeah.
Great. Well, listen, I got my red light.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. We'll blast you with it.
You need it worse than me right now, but he's gonna send me one.
Oh yeah, you need one.
It's gonna.
Well, you know who's going to take it? It's going to be Joe, and my wife is going to be, because it's good for your skin, right? I know
yeah. What did you say, sir?
It would also, like my baby girl has hypotonia.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this would help with that.
I'll have to look at that specific thing, but the answer, which sounds like a dumb answer, but the answer is that it will help with everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like me saying, will oxygen help that?
Yeah.
And the oxygen does. And if you understand that red light therapy is an oxygen therapy, it is a stem cell therapy. It is proven, you can look up it to generate mesenchymal stem cells within the bones at both red and near infrared. So will new stem cells help hypertonia?
Yes.
Yeah, and see what I mean? So that's what I want everyone to do. Like the thyroid studies, 96% of the Hashimoto's enlarged thyroid people go to regular thyroid after 3 weeks of treatment. That's insane.
Really?
Yeah. Put in this study on 350 Hashimoto's thyroid patients.
Because
yeah.
So how would I use that every day?
Okay, well, there we go. We'll blast you.
Well,
look at that. Look, I put it on this. Dude,
you're not going to get much.
Destroyed the cameras.
You're not going to get much from it, because it's 2:45. I like it. Oh man, that is bright. Though.
Bright.
You just gotta get your eyes used to it.
Look at your face.
I got one eye on that.
Let's see what happens if I do it. Right? I don't know if I'm going to start squinting. I'm not.
Well, we've been in darkness here. It's not bad.
Oh, you're good.
Okay,
but you're the red light guy.
So now, how long should I have that on me per day?
For It's debatable. Like 15 minutes a day would be epic.
Okay.
30 minutes would be epic.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
But at least 15.
Yeah. Even an hour a day. I showed you the long COVID studies. European Society of
Just
Medicine.
on my body, just on my naked body.
Over, your head to groin area is where you, sorry.
Yeah.
Head to groin area. And
Get my shitter nice and red lid.
yeah, then you could do your butthole sunning that you've always dreamt of.
Yes.
And how if people wanted to purchase this, like how much would this?
Oh yeah, sure.
cost?
So this is like they range from like down to like $800 up to like a couple thousand.
Yeah, I bet.
Right. So they're and we'll give a code to your audience if that's fine.
Of course.
Yeah. So
Dude, I'm so
fighter
pumped.
and the kid. So which one? Fighter, kid?
Most
Fighter.
people just put fighter.
Fighter,
Promo code
fighter. So fighter 25 for individual items and fighter 30 for bundled items. So 25 and 30% off.
Great.
Damn.
Yeah. Gotta
Damn, bro.
gotta
That's
help,
great.
Gotta help
Thank
the
you.
peeps. Oh, you're welcome. No, it's
By the way, this was not like us setting up selling this right now.
yeah.
No, people are gonna if you
they're
want
gonna want-
red light
yeah.
because it's so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
great.
like I mentioned, like we supply to the Hope for Cancer treatment centers. Like there's a reason why they're using our devices. Like you look at all these colors, right? That's 9 different wavelengths. It's not just regular.
So how do you got to
stuff.
teach me how to use it. So I'm gonna bring it home. My wife's
turn
gonna
it on,
freak
bro.
out.
Is she gonna love it? Freak out in a
Turn it
good
on.
way.
You just turn it
on.
play
Yeah.
with it?
Just
Oh, okay.
fucking.
Yeah, but if you're looking into it, you'd take the blue out. So you would just choose the setting where it says like red, near infrared, and yellow. And so then you just take that out, and then now you can look into that, right?
Look at that.
And it was so that European.
So does it
Universal
give
Code-
off infrared? No.
Yes, near infrared. So 8
Near infrared, but I won't
okay,
get a sunburn from it.
Definitely not. No, because that's mid infrared and far infrared that's
Okay,
doing that. Okay, so it's got 480, 590, 630,
Fuck off, like,
660,
light.
A sunburn?
670.
Well, I just don't want to. Yeah. So it doesn't have like
810,
UV
830.
light.
He's worried about cancer.
No, it doesn't have UV light. No.
No, it's just I got kids. I don't want them getting like sunstroke or something.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's got 810, 830, 850, 1060. So that's the high side of near infrared, and it's got the 600s I mentioned. But
great.
with kids, right, there was a study, 6,400 children in 41 clinical trials on eyesight for children. Guess what? The number one thing was to stop vision worsening in children, red light therapy. So it means that they won't have to get glasses. The Hashimoto study I was talking about, there was a group that did the red light and a group that just did selenium D3 and selenium D3 and iron. And the group that did the red light in combination with the supplements got 70 times the results of the other one, 70, of achieving thyroid hormone balance. So all your audience, they've got thyroid issues, which is probably half the women watching.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Thyroid's
say
a
that much.
major
There's
but-
probably about 5 women
Thyroid's-
watching, but I hear you. It's all dudes.
But Tim Tebow,
Thyroid's a
thyroid.
major thing.
It happens to people, right?
sure.
People got to fix different things, and so you got real things going on in your body, and so thyroid has mitochondria. So think about this: every organ has mitochondria in it. Every organ needs light, and the red and the infrared is the deepest penetrating. And then you can then you cause things to work. So if people got failing kidneys, red light over the kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
It's proven
I'm
to
in,
help
brother.
generate kidney function, generate liver function, reduce heart muscle scarring, eyesight like I've been talking about, but macular degeneration,
That'll live
hence why
forever,
we track
bro.
the studies.
I'm telling you right now.
Who?
At least
Yeah.
another 10.
I'll show up looking. My hair will just.
Well,
turn.
brother, we can't thank you enough, man.
Oh, of
Yeah, this has
course.
been great, dude.
Awesome.
Oh,
Jonathan
of
Otto.
course.
So surprised.
Thank you, bro.
You guys are so kind.
Crushed
I
it,
appreciate that. So people know that site as well. It's myredlight.com.
MyRedLight.
My red light.
myredlight.com is
Go
easy.
get it, boys.
And the codes.
Let's
but
go.
You guys are amazing, and I'm really touched. I did 2 overnight flights actually. That was my second overnight flight. So
Appreciate you, brother.
You guys are awesome, and this has been a highlight of my trip. So thank you.
awesome.
Love it, man. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with everything else. We know you got some other big shows to do.
Yeah.
So appreciate it,
Well, I'm
brother.
going to need
Peace.
your help on that.
We got you.
Yeah,
We got
I'll give you my number. Call me.
Oh, thank you.
This is
Brian.
the Fighter Kid. We're out.